everyone, I'm Allison and I am going to be showing you how I constructed this 2-level parking garage out of a few simple materials, mostly using cardboard boxes, construction paper, toilet paper rolls, double-sided tape, and stickers. The first step in the process is to gather all of your materials. The first image that you'll see shows the necessary materials that I previously noted, and the most important thing to mention about these is that you want to use a really sharp pair of scissors that are strong enough to cut through cardboard. I also included a secondary image that showed the additional materials that I used to jazz it up a bit. In addition to the double-sided tape, I used a bit of packing tape and some Gorilla Tape. You can also use Christie's. Stickers that I mentioned before came from the dollar store. We have numbers to mark off the parking spots, letters to spell out parking, Hot Wheels stickers, and then if you have any cute images lying around from previously used activities or toys, this came from a box of Valentines. Anything that you can find that would be a good visual addition. I found these file folder labels to be really helpful for marking off the parking spots as well as the roads and the lines in the road. Get a little closer here so you can see there is a black line already drawn on them that I just used in order to cut it in half to make it thinner so you have the exact length that you need every time. No measuring. And then lastly, I used this spaghetti noodle measuring tool in order to create these circles for the top of the toilet paper columns. I'll show you more of that in a bit. Next, we are going to tape construction paper to the toilet paper rolls. So take a full sheet of paper, construction paper, fold it in half. That line in the middle there, cut on that line. And I went ahead and pre-cut. That's gonna be a almost perfect fit. I have a piece of double-sided tape here to get it started. Line it up on the edge, roll it all the way until the paper meets the paper, and then cut that. And then you'll go ahead and cut the overlap off. Again, does not need to be perfect. It's for children to play with. And then the next step, this is the secret for securing the top to the bottom. Next, we use our spaghetti measuring tool to draw perfect circles on cardboard. I used the largest one that serves 4 people, in case you were wondering. And if you don't have one of these little tools, the circle itself is 2 inches in diameter. Because we have 4 toilet paper rolls or columns, we will need 8 circles, 1 for the top and 1 for the bottom of each. And I went ahead and pre-cut those so you can see how it would fit. 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. And then I'm going to use the packing tape to secure those. All right, you want to cut a piece of packing tape that is long enough to go all the way around. Just kind of push it down all around. Not going to be perfect. Doesn't matter. Your children are gonna love it regardless. And then you do the other side. And do that 4 times. This is my super sweet assistant. He'll be joining us for the rest of the video. He is not allowed to play with the parking garage because he thinks it is a slide. It's for his older brother who is 3. Step 3 is preparing your cardboard. You will want to think about dimensions in advance to cutting. The exact dimensions don't really matter much. The main thing that you need to make sure of is that the bottom level is longer than the top level. I'll show you here on our finished product. You have to have somewhere for the ramp to land when it juts out, as well as some space here to make the road leading up to the parking garage. You can really use any box. For this demonstration, I'll be using the bottom of a puzzle box. I chose the bottom instead of the top because there are cute images on this one I might be able to use for a future craft project. And the only thing you really need to cut on the top level is a space for the ramp to come down. On the first parking garage that I made, I did a nice wide ramp, which allowed for larger vehicles to drive up the ramp. I figured that my son would enjoy that. aspect of it, but it did create this limitation here where the front of the parking garage does not allow vehicles to drive through. It doesn't bother him. He uses the side of the parking garage for his vehicles to drive through, but this time I'm going to try a more narrow ramp. Because the height of this box is not quite the 4 inches that I recommended, the ramp itself, when it folds down, is not going to be very long. For that reason, I'm going to add an additional piece to create a longer ramp that will be much more fun for the kiddos. And that is how I chose where to draw the line here. I'm going to use this random blue door that I saved from another project. And once I make the cut, I'll be taping it to the part that folds down, and I went ahead and marked that off right there. Here we will make our cuts using our heavy duty scissors, and then another one all the way over in the corner. Alright, there's your ramp base. In order to attach that and make it nice and sturdy, I am going to put the door, line it up with the cardboard, and use the very sticky Gorilla Tape or Christie's tape and tape it to the back side. And then some packing tape, tape it to the front side, and I'll cover the whole thing with construction paper in the next step. Later we will secure the bottom of the ramp to the bottom level of the parking garage. So speaking of the bottom level of the parking garage, you're going to want that to be very sturdy. I am using 2 pieces of diaper boxes. I decided to use 2 because what I had for the dimensions have the sides that kind of flap up, and I don't want it to be flimsy. So I'm gonna put 2 together. I'll tape them together so it's nice and sturdy. Step 4 is securing the construction paper to the cardboard. I'll show you how I did that with a sped up video. That takes a lot of double-sided tape. Next, I'm going to use some packing tape on the high traffic areas because the wheels of those vehicles are going to tug at any exposed construction paper. You're going to want to decorate both the top and the bottom levels prior to securing them together. That will make it a ton easier rather than trying to delicately place stickers, any tape, anything that you need to firmly press down. You'll want the levels to be separated in order to do so. And one other tip when you're doing that is go ahead and hold the top level over the bottom level and mark off where you want your columns to be. That will help you whenever you're placing the parking spots on the bottom level so that your columns aren't directly inside of a parking spot. When I made the parking spots and the road on this one, I honestly did not measure the distance between the spaces or where the road would meet up. I just kind of eyeballed it. You know, this is for our children to play with. They really don't care that much. They're just going to be so thrilled to have this to play with. So I'll show you now how that is executed. Next, you will apply the letter and number stickers. I really like using the number stickers because it creates a learning opportunity. You can also number the vehicles and suggest that your child match the vehicle to the corresponding parking spot. Then I added the decorative stickers and battled my baby boy from ripping apart my initial parking garage. Okay, so here is how the top turned out. Now that we have the top decorated and the bottom decorated, it is time to secure the columns. We have the columns that we previously made, and then I am just attaching the Christies to the top and the bottom. First, tape the column to the bottom where I marked it off. Give it a good firm push. Now we are going to lower the top level down onto the bottom level. And then we will secure the bottom of the ramp to the bottom level using the Gorilla Tape on the back side of the ramp. Your last step will be to create the roadway and the lines in the road with the file folder labels. And the final piece of advice I would like to leave you with is that I would highly recommend to create this project while your children are asleep or in a different room. This will allow you to avoid any unnecessary frustration that may come along with their invaluable help. And trust me, when you see the look on their face, when they see what you have made for them, their eyes will get all wide and they will tell you, oh, you are the best, and all of this work that you put into it will be so very worth it. Okay, and here we have our finished product. In my opinion, the road is what really brings it all together. If you found this video helpful and would like to see more, please click like and subscribe. I would love to share more projects with you.